practice, and then, only then, can we preach it. It is truth to live by in body, soul, and spirit. People say, Jordan, I've been to your Beyond Organic events, and sometimes you talk about God too much. You can never do that. Jordan, I've been to your Beyond Organic events. Sometimes you talk about food too much. Sometimes you talk about this. Is it really as bad as you say? Is organic better? Because after all, there was an article recently in a study published that said organic isn't really better. Bottom line, the truth's the truth, no matter who publishes it, who says it, who pays and funds research for it. And all I know to do is strive to that ideal and continue for a lifetime. I've often thought over the last few months that if your vision, the vision that you have for your life, the dream you have for your life can be accomplished in a week, a month, even 10 years, it's too small. I want to encourage you in the back of your mind as you hear the principles of Beyond Organic, how they can help your health, help your life, and then ultimately help you transform the lives of others. I want you to ask what your lifetime dream, what your lifetime vision is. One that's not just for this time on earth, but even generational, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm not done. I haven't reached any pinnacle or destination. I believe that I'm just beginning. And my hope is that you'll come alongside me and help me reach people that I never could without you. Beyond Organic has a pretty amazing mission to transform the health of this nation and world one life at a time by creating superior quality health and wellness solutions, teaching the principles of biblical health, abundant living, and environmental stewardship. Yes, it's slightly changed. We continue to evolve. And this fall is going to represent the greatest time period that Beyond Organic has ever known. We have a 2020 vision, a clear vision that will span this decade to see 1 million people, 1 million families living Beyond Organic by the year 2020. Beyond Organic starts with changing your diet. And I have said this so many times, but I believe we still fail to grasp it. Being healthy involves two principles and only two principles. Anyone you listen to, read from, or speak with who has any level of health education will agree that getting the good in and the bad out, not once, not twice, but each and every day on an ongoing basis, is the key to health. And that's all it is. Well, but Jordan, what about this disease or that disease? You can't show me a disease, health problem, or even minor complaint that doesn't involve a combination of too many toxins and not enough nutrients. If you minimize toxins coming into the body, remove those that are already in, you will begin to unburden yourself from the chains that hold you back. You see, toxic conditions look like many different faces from the outside. Maybe it's cancer. Maybe it's cardiovascular disease. Maybe it's eczema, allergies, or asthma. Maybe it's depression or anxiety. All of these conditions deal with too many toxins in your body. And getting in the good involves maximizing nutrition. And believe it or not, it has nothing to do with how much you eat or how many foods you take in. It is simply the nutrients that enter the cells of your body, who are made of cells. You hear people talk about cellular level. Cells are just a tiny building block that forms you. Your cells need good nutrients, and they need to be free of toxins. The way your cells look on the inside is how you will look and feel on the outside. The fact is, we live in a toxic world. What we know about the toxins is scary. What we don't know about the toxins may be the most horrifying story you'll have ever heard. Not written by any author of thrillers or movie producer who produces horror movies. Truth is, folks, we don't know what genetically modified organisms are going to do. We don't know what various pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides are going to do. We love the fact that we can go play outside at night without getting too many mosquitoes right here in South Florida, West Palm Beach, Royal Palm and Wellington. When I was a kid who grew up here, I would drive west and I would have hundreds of mosquito bites. Now, 2 or 3. Why? Not for any good reasons, but because when I wake up in the middle of the night, I'll look out sometimes and see this big tank, thinking I'm dreaming, emitting fumes out of the side. You see planes swooping down, dusting. Folks, we don't know what these things are going to do. Our soil and our agricultural system are full of chemicals. In fact, if you look at the health of our soil, the condition of our families, our finances, and the health of our body, you will see one common theme: a planned destruction. What do you mean a planned destruction? Who would want to destroy us? Maybe they don't mean to. Maybe they don't think about the results. But if you would look objectively at the condition of our nation and planet, you would think that someone wasn't trying to help us, but rather was trying to destroy us on every level. Folks, we have entered a countdown to where we cannot rely on the ground to produce us food, the rain to produce us water, the natural resources to give us financial means, and certainly those responsible for the aforementioned to use them properly. Water and air. In fact, our environment was said to be 400 times more toxic than just our great-grandparents, and that was a few generations ago. It's only getting worse. Food and personal care products. Folks, when we eat foods, when we drink water, we are getting things in our bodies that don't belong there. One sip of conventional non-organic milk, one bite of its cheese, could give you 31 medication residues and as many as 80 antibiotics. Antibiotic use is widespread. Hormone-disrupting medications and chemicals are widespread. We'd like to think this isn't happening, but it is. I don't want you to go purchase a bubble to live in or try to find the cleanest place environmentally. It's difficult these days, but I want to encourage you to be thinking about this when you make your choices, because it all fits. There's no mystery here. There's no secret recipe for why this is all happening. It's happening based on decisions that were made tens and hundreds of years ago. And we can get out of this by making decisions today. Home, office, and schools. I can't even begin to tell you the toxins that are in homes. And I'm not just talking about mold, which is seemingly pervasive here in South Florida. I'm talking about things that construct everything that holds our home together, hangs from the ceiling. That doesn't even talk about the electromagnetic stress that we have. What's that? Well, we put something in our ear all day, we type on something all day, we sit in a position all day that our ancestors never knew. Do you think we're not going to suffer the consequences? We're already suffering them. And if you're not at home, you're at the office or you're at school, and many of those areas are even more toxic because they take less care in the building materials. Even the lights can cause problems being fluorescent. The list goes on and on. Again, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to get you to think about the surroundings you live in, what you put in and on your body. And there's that question at the bottom. What about these chemicals? Don't we know yet? The ones that haven't been discovered. The ones that are being used without approval. There are 80,000 chemicals, 70 to 80,000, that are manufactured each year. Only 11,000 of them have had any level of study or research.